In this video today, we're going to talk about how to be a successful entrepreneur, business tips for success. You're going to want to hear this one, so stay tuned. Hey, I'm Dana Keith with Dana Keith Film, father, filmmaker, and creator. And here on this channel, we try to add as much value as possible. How? By documenting the journey and sharing our story. And today, we're going to share about how to become a successful entrepreneur. These are business tips for you to take advantage of to make sure that your business is a striving and wonderful, blossoming flower. What the hell? Who knows? Make sure that you're successful. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the past year. I've been an entrepreneur for about 3 to 5 years. Nonetheless, I'm going to share 5 tips on how you can be successful and give you business tips to make sure that you're hitting your goals. All right, tip number 1. This is the most important tip, okay? For somebody like myself where I actually was a one-man team for so long, this one tip, it is and will be the reason that I'm even more successful than I am today. Hire. Get some help, okay? Getting help and hiring allows you to work on your business, not in your business, which is like mind-blowing, right? So a lot of people, they work in their business instead of on their business, and which is why they're always in the rat race. Well, truthfully, in this past year, I found myself in that same position. And when I actually look to hire and look to get some help, whether it be an editor or even admin, those 2 positions alone have put me in a different space to where I can capitalize and actually be a successful entrepreneur. So tip number 1, get some help. Tip number 2, very basic, but this is going to take some true self-reflection. Know your strengths. Know your weaknesses. Pretty basic, but in the world of business, this is very, very, very critical that you do. So you have to know what you're good at so you can actually go do those things. You have to know what you're not good at so you can find people and hire them so that your business can still be successful. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, these first 2 tips alone will change your trajectory. Hire somebody by knowing your strengths and weaknesses. There we go. Let's move on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 for me was very tough, and even still to this day, have a routine. Okay, so on my board, I have actually times of when I'm supposed to be doing things all throughout the day, potential blocks, time blocks, but having a routine for every single day is very critical to allow you to start back in that same place, allow you to reset. And a lot of times that's really all we truly need is a reset. So how do you reset? Get a routine. Tip number 4, create systems. This is so important because for your business to be able to run, you're going to need systems in place. What happens when you double your business? What happens when you double your clientele? You are going to need help with the back end of the business. So making sure that you have systems in place to basically take care of the things that need to be taken care of on a routine basis kind of comes back to the whole team thing, but having a system in place is so critical. For me personally, I've started to use Honeybooks, which is a system in place from CRM, Customer Relationship Manager. I used to use HubSpot, which I still use HubSpot because it's free. Honeybooks allows me to see all my clients, see where they're at in the sales process. If I've sent them the proposal, they can actually sign the proposal, pay me. So this is a system that I love to have in place. QuickBooks was another system that I recently implemented to allow me to run my business more smoother. QuickBooks. Once again, these are systems for your business to run smoother and for you to be a successful entrepreneur. It's critical for your success. These are your business tips. Let's get to the final tip. Final tip is going to be adjust and plan again. So in this final tip, this is critical because for every successful entrepreneur, you are going to have to deal with adversity. How are you going to deal with adversity if you don't adjust? Be quick at adjusting and plan again. Where you're at now may not be where you're at 6 months ago. So that 6-month plan doesn't even work. You're going to need to adjust and plan again. This is continuous. This is growth within your business. This is a forever idea, okay? So tips on being a successful entrepreneur. Let's run through these one more time, okay? First tip, get some help. Hire somebody. How are you going to hire somebody? Know your strengths and weaknesses. These are critical. Have a routine. You gotta have a routine. Make sure that it's consistent. All the time you're doing this. You never get out of your routine. Number 4, create systems. Systems are so important, okay? How's your business gonna run without systems? Well, if you don't have systems, then it's not. 5th is always adjust and plan again, okay? Number 5 allows you to start back at number 1. So these are my 5 tips on being a successful entrepreneur. So critical for business tips for you to be successful. Now today, because I'm so passionate about adding value to your life, I'm gonna give you a few more tips that, apart from these ideas to help you, these are some very technical steps for those of you looking for for you to write down, this is what I need, okay? So to be a successful entrepreneur, you are going to need an LLC. An LLC starts you out. That gives you your business, allows you to write things off. How are we going to write things off if you don't have a business bank account? It's so important to have a business bank account, okay? Because when it comes to tax time, they're going to want to see things done in the business realm, not personal. They don't want it mixed. You're going to want to keep all your receipts. Keeping your receipts is something that I struggle with. Still to this day, I'm terrible. You're going to need a website. You're going to need a website because that's your home base. Where can people go to see your work? A business plan. For me personally, I didn't start out with a business plan. I kind of had a business idea. But if you have a full business plan, you are going to be in a different space to where you are prepared for success. And then my final thing for success, these are my tips for successful entrepreneurs. And this might be more for people in my realm, but have a contract. If you don't have a contract, the things can get blurred very easily. Like, how long does it take to get done? When do I get my product done? Who owns the product? How much do I pay? All these things can be erased. All the gray area will be erased if you have your contract. So those are my tips for successful entrepreneur. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for all our recent updates. And once again, thank you so much. I'm Dana Keith, Dana Keith Film. Peace and love. I'm out.